Good afternoon and welcome back to the Little French Homestead. If you are new, welcome. My name is Sherry. So today we're going to be cooking up one of my family's favorites. I have been making this recipe for about 5 or 6 years now. We absolutely love this. It's a nice comfort food, meatball tortellini soup. Now in the bowl that you see, I am using about a quarter pound of beef to about 3/4 pound of ground sausage. I had a little bit more leftover sausage, but I just wanted to go ahead and just use all of my ground beef and sausage all up together. And what a perfect way to get rid of some leftovers if needed. So I will be linking the recipe down below to the pile of meat. We're going to be adding some Parmesan cheese, parsley, 1 egg, garlic, salt and pepper to taste. Now for the garlic, it does ask you to go ahead and grate it, 1 clove, but I have my garlic pucks. It was frozen, so what I just did is I had taken it out of the freezer. I had put it in the microwave for like 30 seconds or so, and then I just mixed it in with this, and it still comes out just as good. And I actually kind of like that better instead of grated because I've already put it in a blender. I can link that video as well down below in the description box. I personally like to go ahead and do all of my meatballs in the oven. So you are going to want to make them into about 1 inch size meatballs. The recipe calls for using them in a Dutch oven because that's how you're going to cook them. But I put them on my cookie sheet, lined them with parchment paper, and I set them in my oven. It was about 450, and it's usually about 15 to 20 minutes. While I am waiting for those to cook, I've taken out my pan, and you are going to go ahead to your Dutch oven or your pot. You're going to heat some olive oil over a medium-high heat, and this is where you would add your meatballs if you were going to do that. But like I said, I like to cook mine down below in the oven. So I do add here my soup starter kits that I made pre and advanced. And I did add another clove of garlic in that. I really like the garlic flavor of everything. I will link the video down below as well for my soup starter recipe. But what it is I've already prepared for carrots, celery, and onions already diced, and I froze them into those deli containers. And then all what I'm doing here is just melting, and so you can get them at least translucent, about 3 to 5 minutes. Now in the background, you're going to see that the meatballs weren't quite ready yet, so I set them back in. But I've also thawed out this is the pork broth that I had done about 4 or 5 days ago. Prior to that, I forgot to take them out, so I had to stick them in the microwave for a few minutes to help finish the thawing process. I didn't really want to add something really super cold into that. You're going to bring that up to a boil like I did. And then here I am checking the meatballs again, and they are done. So while this is still boiling, you're going to take then all of those meatballs. Now this recipe actually made 30 meatballs, which was perfect for our family. Now we also had leftovers to go for a couple of days. We weren't able to finish all this, even though we are a family of 5. We weren't able to finish all of that. So we had leftovers for a day or two, believe it or not. And then I just got some store-bought cheese tortellini. You're going to add that in there while this is actually boiling, because the cheese tortellini is really only going to take about 2 to 4 minutes to go ahead and cook. Once they start floating up to the top, then they are ready to come on out. Once you've done that, you're going to also want to add some spinach to it. Now, I've got, went to Sam's Club, probably like 3 or 4 months ago, and they have those really, really big bags of fresh spinach. And what I like to do is take them and put them into the quart size Ziploc bags, and I just stick them in the freezer. And whenever I make either this soup or any other soup, I just go ahead and take it out. If you have fresh, please by all means use fresh. Fresh is always better, but sometimes it is more convenient to have something that is frozen. And it's still totally okay. It has all of the nutrients that you are still needing. I did add some more salt and pepper to this, and I added some more parsley. Now, I don't have fresh parsley. I had dry, and that was fine. I did do a couple of quick taste testings before I divided all this all up to our soup bowls for my family, because I never flavored the pork broth, which is totally okay. You can flavor it how you go. I don't know, somehow I always like to flavor everything as I go because I don't know what I'm going to be using it in. And then you're just going to want to top this with some fresh Parmesan cheese on top. And you are going to serve. You can also serve it with a little bread on the side. I had some crackers and I did some saltine crackers. This meal is really super delicious, and if you have any leftovers, you can put them in serving size containers and have them as you see fit. So I would like to go ahead and say thank you very much for watching my videos today. If you like these, please like, share, but most importantly, subscribe, and you have a great evening and keep on cooking. Bye, y'all.